With Fairy Tail coming to a close, there have been numerous fans of certain pairings growing more and more vocal about who Natsu should marry. Should Natsu end up with Lucy Heartfilia, the celestial wizarding beauty who he met at the very beginning of the series and who changed her life? Would it be better for him to marry the loyal childhood friend in Lisana? Could Hiro throw us all for a curveball and have Natsu end up with Urza, which would demolish several pairings all at once, which is a total Hiro Mashimo troll move to do? Well, in today's video, I plan to look at the reasons why Natsu and Lucy should indeed get married. While it is easy to say that Natsu and Lucy are the two main characters of a shonen, which means that they should end up together, it's important to drive past this classic shonen trope. Just as a side note, I've been told that Rave Master has a very similar ending to what we've gotten in Fairy Tail so far, but also that the two main leads in that story have ended up together. Since I have not read Rave Master, I won't be referencing that, but I will ask you guys, is Rave Master worth checking out? Let me know down in the comment section below. The answer to should Natsu and Lucy end up together comes down to execution for the end of the series. If the two form a pairing, there should be some type of payoff that makes it feel earned. In the case of pairings that have basically been confirmed so far in the series, we have Juvia and Gray, Urza and Jalal, but the thing is fans have been giving enough loose threads to tie together over the course of the series. However, in the case of Natsu and Lucy, a lot is left open-ended, though there are strong suggestions leaning towards these two becoming a pairing. However, as we've seen recently in a series like Naruto, the author can troll fans and go with a more non-traditional pairing. Part of the problem is that Natsu is a typical main character almost to an extreme in some cases. It makes writing him being aware enough to be aware of someone else's emotional well-being pretty hard, which makes sense given that Hiro Mashima is very heavily inspired by Akira Toriyama, who wrote Goku is so dense that in order for him to get married, he had to think that marriage was a food dish. While I don't think that Hiro is going this route, I do see some very obvious issues in this regard. As the series progresses, Natsu isn't as transparent in his emotional development like Lucy Heartfilia. Hiro has written Lucy in an almost deliberate but subtle way of having potential feelings for Natsu. Often when she speaks, she refers to Natsu as separate from whoever else she's referring to, and he has used many iconic shonen tropes like having Lucy hug Natsu from behind in almost every major story arc. On several occasions, Hiro has had Lucy state that she thinks that Natsu is cute. On covers, oftentimes there are intimate moments of Natsu and Lucy with a slice of life feel, but other covers where Lucy is seen leaning into Natsu. One cover in particular shows Gray and Juvia hugged up in the background before the Gray and Juvia pairing was confirmed, while Lucy is seen leaning into Natsu in a very affectionate way. In the same chapter cover, Happy is on the other side of Lucy and Natsu, which implies that the two closest people to Natsu are right underneath him. Going a step further, Wendy is seen on the other side of Lucy, and we know that Lucy and Wendy share a bond as tight as Natsu and Happy. This brings us back to Natsu, the lovable, fire-breathing, block-headed dragon slayer. With Natsu being the stereotypical shonen main character, the best way to gauge his interest is through his actions. Natsu is drawn to Lucy as being in her apartment on numerous unannounced occasions, even seeing her nude and sleeping in her bed. When Lucy jumped from the sky prison, she did so knowing that Natsu would catch her, which he did indeed do. Natsu cried at the thought of Lucy leaving Fairy Tail. Natsu is shown on several occasions as being overly protective of her, at times telling her to save herself, and when she refuses, he often goes into a rage later on in that fight. In particular, the Hades fight, Lucy's touch and cries bring Natsu back from unconsciousness, and he says that he has someone to protect now, grabbing hold of Lucy's arm. When Lucy was sick and unable to attend the Magnolia Town Blossom viewing, Natsu uprooted a tree just so Lucy could see it. He comforted her during her father's death, paid her rent, and even went into a rage when he saw Rogue kill future Lucy. When Lucy hugged him from behind, he grabbed her arm arm tenderly during the Grand Magic Games. Just before he leaves with a note for Lucy, telling him that he's gonna go train, he directly states that doing so would prove to be a problem, showing that he's at least aware of her feelings and has developed some sense of emotional ability to be able to read others. After he returns to her, Natsu is shown looking over Lucy as she sleeps before he looks at the map that she made of all the guild members' whereabouts. Most telling is how Natsu transformed into E&D when he thought that Lucy was dead, and in the moments afterwards he still found his thoughts on her, which shows that even when he's losing his mind, she's still in his heart. Taking all that into consideration, I do think it would make sense for these two to be paired together because the payoff would feel more earned than anything else that Hiro could go with. It's symbolically poetic to have Lucy end up with Natsu, who was her figurative knight in shining armor that saved her from Bora and brought her to Fairy Tail. When you consider his actions in Chapter 1, which are directly responsible for the happiness in Lucy's life currently, it only makes sense for these two to end up together at the end of the series. So what were your thoughts on this, guys? Let me know down in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching. Have an awesome day.